Hey everybody, thanks for joining Live with Laura today. We are going to be discussing the agent portal. This is amazing. So remember, if you have any questions, please chat those in, raise your hand. Catherine's going to be looking over the chat along with Taylor today. So it's all about the agent portal. We are very excited for you guys to see this. But first, as always, we want to go over a couple of things that are new in the AU. So there's always some important changes that are going on with applied systems. So we are putting all of that information into our breakfast brew, which is our ESNOA University newsletter. So this last one, it was a big change that we had with the way that American Reliable Policies are renewing with AGIS their new policy numbers. So what's going to happen? They're all going into suspense. So within the brew, there was a video in there on how to get those policies assigned to the old policies. So make sure you guys are taking a look at the brew and getting all that information, because we don't want you guys to not have that as well. Another thing that we had put in the brew was that we removed all of the defaults for the department. So when you go and you enter in a policy, so you enter in a bot policy, it is going to now just automatically put in that it's a commercial lines policy. Before, you had to use the drop down and choose the commercial lines department. You don't have to do that anymore. All you have to do is type in your line type and it's going to automatically add that department. So that's going to keep all of your reports updated in Epic. Another thing that I wanted to discuss real quickly before we move on is the Epic browser. I know a lot of you are using the Epic browser, and a lot of you, most of you, are using the install version of Applied Epic. Well, come 2024, no more installed version of Epic. So we are now rolling out the Epic browser for all of 2023, so you guys can get familiar with it. So in the next brew, we're going to have that link. If you aren't using it, take a look at it, compare it, have the install version up, and then sign out and then go into the browser and see what you like about it. And then let me know what you like and what you don't like about it, because Applied Systems is always looking for feedback on a new product that they roll out. All right. Another thing you guys have heard us talking about, our new learning platform, our LMS. This is awesome. It truly is. And I know that some of you are using it. And it's going to supply you with all the resources, all the trainings for Epic, for EasyLinks, webinars, our vendors that we use. So we're going to be supplying all that information, putting it into our LMS for everybody, So if you're interested in that, please go to our esnoa.com, go to the LMS, and you can sign up directly from there. Now, if you sign up now, you'll have it free until the end of the year. And then it's going to be $25 a month, and it's going to be charged to your ESNOA statement. It's awesome, you guys. You have to check it out. It's absolutely amazing. And every month, Catherine is always working on adding additional learning paths. So we're going to put those in there for you. On to the show, our agent portal. This is going to be a game changer for everybody. So I would like to welcome Daniel, and everybody knows who Daniel is. And if you don't, Daniel, go ahead and you can let everybody know what you do here at ESNOA.
For sure. Good afternoon, everybody. I appreciate you all jumping on to go over this. I know a number of you I've talked about the portal with in the past. I know I was debuting some of it at our conference, a month and a half back as well. For those who don't know me, I am our head of technology and development over here at ESNOA. I manage a lot of ESNOA systems and also help develop new products like the agent portal, which we'll be going over today.
So Daniel, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you jumping on to show everybody this. So if you'd like to share your screen, you can do so and let us take a peek at it.
All righty. All right, just confirm you can see my screen okay, right, Laura?
Yep, I can see your screen, and if anybody has any questions, please chat those in.
Yes, absolutely. So before I even get started today, I do want to mention that I'm going to try to leave some time at the end here for questions about the portal. If you have questions about it, I encourage you to wait towards the end. We can try to answer questions during, but I think I might answer a lot of questions about what's going on as I go through the presentation. So I'm going to try to leave some good time at the end here for a regular Q&A. I am very happy to answer questions about where we're at with it, ideas that people have had for the portal, as well as if anyone wants to know, technical stuff about how it's built. Once we go over the general presentation here, I'm always happy to talk about that too. But alrighty, so let's get going here. So obviously today, I am here with you guys to talk about the agent portal. So this has been a big labor of love for myself, as well as a number of other developers and people at Aznoa for the past couple years here. A number of you who have maybe been testers for Aznoa platforms and stuff in the past may have heard about this even years ago when we first started really talking about this. But this portal is something that Aznoa has been working on for quite a long time. And we are excited to say that we are currently in testing for the portal. We are doing some beta testing with a handful of people. And once we get through some of the beta testing, we will be launching hopefully by the end of this year. I wish I had more exact dates to give you, but for those of you who have ever worked with launching a product in the past or technology in general, sometimes it's hard to tell exactly how long testing will be in effect. So far, knock on wood, we haven't had any completely game-breaking bugs, but we are still in testing, trying to hone this out before we launch it to absolutely everybody. I do want to also mention that this portal is free. Before I go into all of the details about what's in it and share that all with you guys today, I do want to preface this by saying that this portal is something that is going to be free for all affiliates. This is something that we want you to be able to use and really see the value in and potentially even use on a daily basis. So for those who haven't heard us ramble about this in the past, so what is the agent portal? This is a new resource we've been working on that is going to help all of our Aznoa affiliates interact with Aznoa, your agency, and your carriers in a more centralized place. What I mean by this is that you can interact with Aznoa better because there will be things such as your past invoices and reports in there, things like resources that Aznoa shares. You can interact with your agency better because we're putting a lot of analytics in the portal. And then we're also putting a lot of announcements and updates and information from your carriers in the portal. So we're trying to centralize all this information that you get from different Aznoa departments and from different carriers you're associated or you're appointed with, and centralize that all in a spot for you. So how did we actually get to this place? Well, like I mentioned, this has been a long process to get here, many years of feedback from agents on how certain processes could be improved. Also looking at different things in the insurance space, as well as even outside the insurance space, of how other networks are trying to help their agents succeed, or like I said, outside of the insurance space, how people help maintain client relationships and help their clients actually do more with their network. And then we've been working on it for a number of years with feedback from other agents and with developers to try to actually bring this idea to life. Our goal with the portal is that we want to create something here that our agents can actually use on a daily basis to access analytics about their agency some which that you can get through your book of business, some which are hard to get out of Epic. Access resources that Aznoa has created for you in things like resource libraries, and then just generally have all of the information you need to make good decisions for your agency. And hopefully the portal really helps you manage your agency better and grow. So like I said, alpha launch is nearly here. For those of you who have worked in technology or product launches, so we are in beta testing right now. Alpha launch will be the first version of launch. But I can tell you guys everything that you're going to see in this presentation here today is stuff that is already in the portal. This is there currently. You will have this in this first version of launch. But boy, have we got a lot of other cool features planned that we'll be releasing over the next year as well. So this first version of launch really has a lot of the essentials, and then cooler stuff is coming down the line too. So before I go into all the features, the next thing that I want to share with you guys is kind of how this actually works. For those of you who want to know really intense details, for those of you who want to get really intense into how exactly it works or are interested, you can chat me afterwards and I'm happy to talk about that. But effectively, this is built through an integration with Epic. So all the analytics that you're getting are going to be pulling from Epic. So as training always tells you, this is only going to be as accurate as the information that you do have in Epic. But we're also pulling resources from other databases that Aznoa manages, as well as some manual stuff. So Aznoa is trying to help with carrier announcements and updates and things like that by manually gathering them and putting them in there for you. In short, all of your Epic data, information about carriers, and other database information is always going to be dynamically filtered down to only be what's relevant to you. So only information that's relevant for your state, for your agency, and for your set of carriers that you're appointed with. We're trying not to bloat the portal with just information that you don't care about. So all of this information is always going to be specific to you. So let's actually get into the features of the portal. On the right-hand side for a lot of this presentation is going to be actual screenshots from the portal. And we're going to be showing a little bit of a live demo of the portal once I get through the presentation here. So for starters, on the portal, one of the first things that you're going to see is on the right-hand side. Again, this is an actual screenshot of what's in the portal right now. Is going to be information about you as a user, your company, and any appointments you have. So the contact profile, which is right at the top there and says My Profile, will show things such as your producer license, your personal contact information, emails we have on file for you, etc. Your company profile is going to show you information like all of the licenses that Agency Services helps you maintain, your contract type, how many different seats you have in Epic or EasyLinks or the LMS, if you're signing up for that. And then lastly, your appointments will display all of your current appointments, complete with what lines you're appointed with and the codes for that appointment. So hopefully that appointments field will help a lot of you without having to write down all of your codes in a separate Excel file. They're all going to be tracked here for you. You can look up the code and what appointments you have at any time. For those of you who work on getting new appointments or you've taken advantage of new carriers launching in your state, you'll also be able to see the status of that appointment and whether it's been submitted, we're waiting on carriers, etc. So you can see the status of new appointments as well. The next feature, which I talked about, is the business and carrier analytics. So instead of a screenshot, because as I tried to take screenshots, it's a real big section and it was looking real small in the PowerPoint here. We'll take a look at it a little more later. We have a lot of analytics in the portal here. So things like your total policies, premium and commission, graphs showing your month-over-month policies written, a carrier breakdown listing all of your business by each carrier that you've written with based on how many policies and how much premium you have with them. True new business statistics, which means a policy that is actually brand new to your agency and not a rewrite or a remarket or just changing from one carrier to another. So your actual true new business on a month-to-month basis. And then even some other things like your book of business health, like what percentage of your clients are monoline auto or monoline home, how many new clients you've gotten over the past 6 months, how many clients you've lost over the past 6 months. A lot of these numbers, such as your total policies, premium, commission, are going to be based off of your book of business reports. But some of the stuff like this true new business and book of business health are things that we have done some work on our end to try to filter this information and provide you stuff that you can't even easily get out of Epic. So hopefully stats are going to be really helpful for you to be referencing on a weekly or quarterly basis. So again, you can take a look at how you're doing with new business and keeping your book of business clean. I will also mention that there are a lot more analytics that we are working on developing. This is a lot of data to work with out of Epic. Already, this is several thousand lines of code. There are a lot of other things, such as I see Ronell mentioned retention data, loss ratio data, as well as even more information about true new business and being able to filter by date ranges and things like that. So we have even a lot of stuff that is going to be coming to this analytics section over the next year or so. But what you see here is what we're launching with right now. Wholesale submission is another thing that we are launching with. This is an actual screenshot on the right-hand side here of what it looks like when you are submitting wholesale through the portal. So right now, instead of having to send any email, there's going to be a wholesale section on the portal where you'll just click on a submit wholesale button. It will autofill in your agency name, so you don't have to type that in. That's actually primarily for EsNoa so that we can filter all these tables correctly and always have the same agency names. And then you would put in the carrier, premium, commission amount, and then attach the document and submit the wholesale. Then both accounting as well as you will get a copy of this for your records. We're already working on some development for this so that you'll be able to see everything that you've submitted to accounting right in the portal as well. For right now, at least, this removes you needing to copy all this in and then email, and you can just submit everything right through here. Another one that we're excited about is an archive of all of your invoices and producer reports. So these are currently things that you get from the accounting team. And our accounting team sends these to you in emails every month. Hopefully, all of you receive these emails and download and save these documents and have them somewhere. But if you don't, we now are going to have a full archive for you. So showing on your screen, any invoices that you receive from accounting are going to be stored in a monthly invoice section of the portal. And this will go back as far as we've got invoices for you. As new invoices are added, they will always be copied right here. You'll see the date that the invoice was created for you and be able to download them right from the portal. So no need to even manually save them yourself on your desktop, though I don't discourage that, but we'll always have that archive here for you. Then your producer reports out of Epic are also going to be stored right here in the portal. So I know accounting schedules these for everybody. These are now going to be able to be uploaded directly into the portal from Epic. And we're even working on a handful of other reports that people get from Epic being directly uploaded into the portal. So again, these are automatically uploaded. But one of the things I want to really mention is that going forward, these will be replacing the individual emails you get from accounting. Instead of getting an email each month saying, this is your producer report for July or August or whatever, everyone will get an email saying, hey, everybody, we've sent out the invoices for this month, or hey, we've sent out the producer reports for this month. Go take a look in your portal and it'll be right in there for you. I'm going to mention this again at the end, whereas I say this will be the new process. This obviously is not going to be the new process until the portal is officially launched. So for this upcoming month, December 1st, you'll get your producer reports like you have been this whole time. But likely starting into the new year, this will be the new process, but we will send a lot of reminders and notifications to everybody to prep you for that new process. But hopefully this will be a lot easier to manage your invoices and reports out of Epic without having to get so many emails from us all the time.
Hey, Daniel, we got a couple questions before you move on.
Sure.
I was trying to keep up with them, but there was quite a bit. So Ryan wants to know, do I have to enter individual wholesale business or can you put it in a spreadsheet?
That's a great question, Ryan. Right now, that would have to be individual. So it is one at a time. We tried to make it easy. In the future, we may try to be able to submit entire spreadsheets at a time. But one of the reasons we don't have it as a spreadsheet right now is because we do want you to be able to attach the document that you got from the carrier with the proof of submission.
Okay, and by wholesale, you're referring to those carriers not appointed through ASNOA and Allegiant.
Correct.
Yep, the ones that you are receiving.
Wholesale or E&S business. Some people call it as well.
Tim is excited. We are too. This is awesome. So Eric wants to know, will the book of business and other reports include wholesale and things like health, or just business submitted through an ASNOA direct appointment?
It should be including wholesale business. We actually, one of our testers identified that some wholesale is not showing the correct premium amount, even though it's the correct number of policies. So that's a bug we are fixing and testing right now, but it will show anything that's in Epic. So if it's wholesale or direct appointment or producer code, anything that's associated with your branch and your specific account in Epic should be able to be pulled into here.
Right, and all those policies should be entered into Epic anyway, so your book of business is accurate.
Correct.
Dean wants
Good
to know
question,
when
though.
available, so I know that you're going to be getting to that. And
I'll
Ryan,
begin to that. Simple answer is as soon as we can. Once we feel confident that we've fixed all the bugs in our testing period, which we are in the middle of right now. I am hoping that this will be launched before the end of the year.
all right, yay, that's awesome.
Mhm.
All right, so you can go ahead and continue. Sorry about that.
No problem. All right, so again, these reports, and I again have the notice that more is being developed because like I said, we are trying to even expand this into even more reports out of Epic being able to upload directly into the portal instead of having to go through email. So resource library is another one that we have here. Again, a live screenshot of what it looks like in the portal. I don't have any of the folders open, but this resource library is a full library of things that you would ordinarily receive from ASNOA in an email. So things like different guidelines shared by our departments, different things like quote sheets or sample documents. We also have vendor flyers, and we are trying to put together a bunch of carrier flyers for everybody as well. So anything that we would ordinarily share with you via email and an announcement or something like that, that's going to start being stored. I mean, it'll still be shared in the email, but we're also going to store in the resource library so you can look at it and download whenever you need to. There's going to be notifications when there are new items in the resource library. You'll see a little icon next to them showing that they've been uploaded in the last 7 days. And like I mentioned, resources that we consistently share with you guys are going to be in the resource library. We want to make this an easy place for you to be able to access anything that ASNOA shares or wants to make available for you so that you don't have to consistently download things and keep your own little resource library on your computer of stuff with ASNOA instead. You can just access the library here and download whatever files you need at that time.
So like downloading files of how to access the Epic browser.
Mm-hmm. So a bunch of stuff like that in our education folder, a bunch of stuff about Epic, some common troubleshooting things that the education team has shared with me to pop in there. And this is something that's, my first bullet point there, consistently updated. I mean, we're going to be adding stuff in there all the time. Anything that we share with you guys or things we've shared in the past, even new stuff we're developing, like we're working on trying to develop for people new, technology suggestions of what kind of computers to get and different troubleshooting things for the Epic browser and things like that too. So we're going to be adding that all into this resource library. And lastly, one of the ones that I'm most excited about, which I'll have to show you guys in the portal because it was hard to get a good screenshot, is a carrier announcement section. So one of the bits of feedback we've gotten from agents for many, many years now is that we get so many communications from carriers and from ASNOA relaying information about those carriers. Whereas we still are going to send emails when there's a new carrier in your region and we're inviting you to get appointed, or if there is a major change with the carrier in a comparative rater or something like that. a lot of other announcements about carriers, such as a new line being announced, or a contest, or a new bonus for the next couple months. That is going to live in this carrier announcement section of the portal. Your carrier announcement section is split into two, one being all announcements, which again you see up towards the top here. I know it's a little hard to read. We'll have to show you in the portal later. But one is in those all announcements section. But then any of these announcements, you can hit the little heart button next to it, and that will add it into your favorite section. So for those of you who have a ton of different carrier appointments, you might have a lot of different announcements showing up in here. And some of them are just things you click on the details, take a look at, you're good for now. And others might be a contest that's running for a couple of months and you want to keep that kind of top of mind. You can pin that and come back and look at those details anytime, and that'll help you sort out the things that you don't care about from the ones that you really do. So all these carrier announcements will be put in with the name of the carrier, the date that that announcement was published, a subject line, and then you'll be able to click on the See Details and see any details for that announcement. That might expand into a lot of specifics, different images or links shared with the carrier. For example, if it's register for the Hartford's personal line school, that's one of the announcements showing up there. That carrier announcement opens into a lot of the details for the courses, as well as links to register with the Hartford and all of that. So an easy way to keep this information from the carriers. Again, there's being able to sort between all announcements and your favorites. And then this will also be sorted only to the carriers that matter to you. So since we know what appointments you guys have, be it through shared codes or direct appointments through ESNOA, we are able to filter all these carrier announcements so that you are not getting announcements for carriers you're not appointed with, or being notified of things that aren't really relevant to you. Same with all of the rest of the portal. This is going to be filtered down so that it is only the stuff that is most relevant to you, as best as we can help it. Sometimes carriers have boring announcements, but we can't do much there. But hopefully this will make it so that you can really keep the most important things from carriers top of mind. There's a lot of other features in the portal, and I'm going to be showing some of the live portal in just a minute here. But those are, again, I guess I'll go back here. These are some of the main things that we really hope you guys are going to be excited about. Being able to view all this information about your agency, business and carrier analytics, wholesale submission, invoices and producer reports, resource library, and these carrier announcements. We really hope that these are ways for you to interact with your carriers, your agency, and ESNOA a lot better. So to answer a couple questions before we get to a Q&A here. So where can you review all of this or see all of this information again if you have questions? We're going to be sending out a recap email over the next day or so here with a link to a web page that has everything we've gone over here today for you to be able to review on your own time. Those who are asking, when are you going to be able to log in? As soon, we're trying to get as many people in as we can. We're doing our first round of testing right now. We are inviting some more testers over the near future here, but like I told Dean earlier, I'm really hoping that we are going to be able to launch this by the end of the year so that you guys can all start signing up and joining in 2023. What about the processes that are changing? So again, I want to share with everyone that there are no processes being affected until this is officially launched. You're going to get a ton of heads up notice and notifications before any processes change. So for right now, don't worry about not getting your reports or different processes changing. Everyone will hopefully be very, very aware when the portal is live and when you can create your account and when any of these processes are going to change. And lastly, how will I know about new features? So over the course of 2023, we'll definitely be sending out recurring updates of what new things we're adding to the portal as we add them. And we're definitely going to be listening to agent feedback throughout the next year once this is launched too, and trying to add the things that people are most excited to see. So I see we had a question here.
Joe's got a question. He wants to know if he will be able to provide access to his staff.
Joe, that is a great question. This is something that we've worked on. So going back to this list here, we have every module in the portal is sorted for permission levels. So by default, a principal of an agency will be able to see everything here in the portal. And also by default, any staff members that sign up for the portal will not be able to see carrier analytics, will not be able to see the invoices and producer reports, but they will be able to see things like the resource library, carrier announcements, and be able to submit wholesale business. So we do have that sorted, but we also have it on a module by module basis. So I know some people have people in their office that are staff members, but they might specifically do accounting and reporting for your agency, even though they're a staff member. We can grant that person individual permissions to be able to see those analytics if you would like to. So we can customize people's permission levels, but by default, if you had a staff member go and sign up, they would only see really general things such as, again, that resource library, carrier announcements, etc. Great question, Joe. All right. So with that in mind, we'll have a brief Q&A if anyone had any major questions, and then we are going to take a live look at the portal and then save, again, a little more time after that for questions too.
I think we answered most of the questions. Catherine, did you see any that we didn't answer? Oh,
No, I think we grabbed them all.
I think
A new one, yeah.
Yeah, there's a new one. Would the principal have the ability to modify access, or must we go through you for that?
At the moment, you would have to go through us for that. So if you had someone specifically in your agency that you want to grant more access to, you would just need to let us know and we can adjust that on the administrative side. Eventually in the future, we may give principals ability to access that, but since we're not anticipating huge influx of that right on the first launch, you'd have to go through us.
All right, I think we're caught up on the questions, but if anybody does have any more, just feel free to chat them in. All right, Daniel, we are ready.
Okay, let me pull this up. So what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, this is an actual live account in the portal. We'll go through it a little bit as well. This is primarily some sample information from Allegiance. Oh, I see one little bug before I even start sharing. That's a bummer. Oh well. But this is going to be set up with some Allegiance information as well as a lot of just sample default information as well. When you log in, you'd see stuff specific to you. But let's let me reshare here and start sharing some of the actual live portal here.
Great, can't wait. We're getting a lot of great feedback, Daniel.
Hey. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
See in the portal?
Can see the portal.
Awesome. Okay, so since we're already at 2:30, we're going to go through this relatively quickly here. But you'd see when you log in, right away, you would start with some of the business analytics and a little banner at the top, which will be rotating information that as Noah is putting in front of you for different things that we're announcing, or maybe even carrier announcements that we're putting right up at the top. On the right-hand side is always going to be the options for your profile, with some profile information, some company profile information, and then the appointments. Since this is some Allegiance information, there's a lot of stuff here, but again, you would see your specific appointments over on the right-hand side. We would then move into the analytics right in the middle here, where we'd see some of the main information, policies month over month, and you can hover over and see how many policies. Again, a lot of this is sample data at the moment. Top clients sorted by premium. I guess we'll have to work on some of the spacing here. premium amount by department, and you can hover over and see exact premium amount, book of business health, and then be able to switch to carrier analytics and see some of this information sorted by premium amount, but also the number of policies right next to them as well. Hover over to see the exact number or exact amount of premium. True new business information with how many policies, estimated new premium, and then stuff throughout the year. And then also under the company analytics here, we've got that submitting wholesale business right here to be able to submit that wholesale business. Your monthly reports and invoices. At the moment, I didn't have any invoices uploaded into the sample account here, but we do have some reports. And if you were to click on any of these reports, they would download right there. You've also got your outstanding commissions list right here next to the other monthly reports, where you can see the full outstanding commission for your state, as well as the outstanding commissions guideline. So you can click on those and it'll pull it right up here for you too. We've got some of the outstanding commission linked right there. Got the resource library. So if I were to click into the personal quote sheets right here, here's all the quote sheets we have loaded in here. I can see kind of the breadcrumb trail, be the technical term. If we start having folders inside of folders inside of folders, you'll be able to see where you are and always be able to go back to the start or hit back here. But any of these, if I try to download the dwelling fire quote, boom, pulls it right up here for me to be able to download. I can go back and take a look at stuff in any of these folders. I've also got links to the Asnoa University trainings right here. So these will be links, need to register for Live with Laura, or if you're ever thinking, man, I need to register for Epic Weekly Help, how do I find that? Links right here for you to be able to click on and register for any of these sessions that Asnoa University runs. Then we've got this carriers section, which I was talking about earlier. So some of these nationwide, get pet insurance through Nationwide. Maybe that's one I'm thinking, oh, I need to look into that. So I can click on the heart here and that moves it up into the favorite section. And no matter how many other things get added to all announcements, it always stays on top. I can click on the details here, and a lot of details on this one. In the future, we'll probably work, me and the marketing team will work on formatting these so that it's not something you have to scroll way through. But even some of the ones like the Hartford one as well, boy, that picture is big. But these are the dates for the course and registering. So we're working a little bit on some of the formatting of these, but that'll be the way to manage some of these, be able to put them in your favorites, see the details, move them around. And then things will also, I didn't mention this earlier, these are not going to stay here for forever until you have hundreds and hundreds of announcements, some of which are years old. These get automatically unpublished when, for example, this get pet insurance through Nationwide, that might be up here for a month or so, and then it's unpublished. Or there might be a specific contest that a carrier is running from August through the end of October. Well, that'll be unpublished after the end of October. So the marketing team helps manage which announcements are live when, so that this doesn't become too cluttered for you. We've also got up here, and I'm going to share this even though we're not pushing it super hard yet. In 2023, Asnoa will be looking into trying to use a ticketing system to help you guys with any questions and support that you guys need. Right now, you are able to submit a ticket to our team through this link here, and this will pull up our ticketing form. We are not going to force you guys to use this right now. If you work with us through the group emails and methods that we have informed you of up to this point, we'll obviously still respond. But for those of you that would like to start exploring using tickets with Asnoa and actually getting a unique ticket number back and being able to track certain issues that you're having with Epic or with a carrier or things like that through an actual ticket, feel free to use this ticketing system, and that is actively monitored and used. So this is what we would call a soft rollout of this ticketing system for those of you that would like to start using that. And throughout 2023, again, we will give you a lot of heads up notice and a lot of forewarning once we start using the ticketing system as more of a default method of communication with ESNOA for issues with Epic and carriers and things like that. But there we go. So this is everything we're launching with for now. And actually, I have one more thing I didn't even mention. So we do have, I don't have one to share right now. Let's see, I'm actually gonna, hold on just a second. We do have a user alert system as well, where we can post specific alerts to people. I didn't have one posted in this test account, but I should have. I'm gonna try to publish one right now.
You mean like an alert to say, hey, everybody, check out the ESNOA University LMS?
Correct. Or an alert that a new file has been uploaded or that a new invoice was uploaded. So if I try to reload here, you might see up in the top right corner, I've got the bell just turned red and there's a little 1 next to it. And if I click on that, I've got a little user alert that was published saying, thanks for joining the portal test. It says 7:43 right now because that is I added it to a past alert instead of publishing a new one. But that'll tell you the exact date and time that this alert was sent to you. And any alerts that you have will be showing here too. So anytime there's new major announcements or a new file is uploaded or something, you'll get a little user alert for you to be able to sort through.
Is that global, Daniel?
Some things will be global, other things will be alerts for everyone in a certain state or alerts for everyone with a certain carrier, or sometimes it'll be an alert just for you. There's all kinds of segmenting for those user alerts based on who we're trying to reach out to.
That's amazing. That's very exciting.
Alrighty. So having gone through that now, I want to save some time at the end here for, we'll go back to the Q&A here and give time for people who have more questions on the portal. The last thing for those of you who have joined halfway through, I did see some questions in there about when is this going live? This will be going live as soon as we feel confident that we've fixed all the bugs that we're identifying in testing. We are in testing right now. We are fixing a couple bugs we've identified, but we are hoping to be able to launch this to everyone by the end of the year. There will certainly be a lot of communication and fanfare around when we are making this live for everybody to be able to create their account and log in.
Yeah, so it's going to be important that everybody is reading the emails that we do send you through our ESNOA Advantage newsletter and also our education newsletter, The Brew. So please keep an eye out for those. They come out, you know, every month to give you guys all this information.
Absolutely. So I see a question from Levon. Will the analytics be exportable to Excel? At the moment, Levon, no. But that is something that we are actually working on adjusting for sometime early in 2023. At launch, you won't be able to, but hopefully early into the year, that'll be a change that we push out.
Yeah, that would be an awesome change as well. That is exciting. Yeah, it seems like everybody is excited for this portal, Daniel. This is going to be a game changer. The reporting capabilities, amazing. Love it. Love that you can be able to store all of those producer reports.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Does anybody else have any other questions? Any questions for me? Any questions for Daniel? Brian has no questions. He has all the information. Brian, I'll send you out that recording as well. Yeah, this is awesome. Well, thank you, Daniel. Do you have anything more that you would like to share with our group?
I don't think so. I think I kind of went through everything that I had. But again, we are going to be sending out a recap email that's going to have a link to a webpage, which will show again all of the overview that I went over today. So if you want to be taking a look and reminding yourself of the things that we went over today, as well as this webinar recording, you'll be able to take a look at it on our website prior to launch.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Mhm.
All right, I am going to go back in and share my screen. All right, is it up and sharing on your face, Daniel?
Mhm. It is indeed.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Daniel. Just to recap really quickly as we go through our breakfast brew, because reliable education works. It does. So please make sure that you are reading all of the emails that we do send out. Sign up for the LMS. If you're thinking about it, sign up for it. It is free until January. You are absolutely going to love it. We have so many great testimonials of our agents that are using it and that can go back into it and pull that information out. It's so helpful for everybody. And remember, the agent portal is only going to be as accurate as the information that you add into Epic. So next month, Live with Laura, we are going to work on reports, your end of the year reports. Let's get things cleaned up. So moving forward, when the rollout of the agent portal is here, everything is updated in Epic. So if you have policies on the outstanding commissions, let's get those entered in. If you have items on the past expiration report, we want to get those updated so your reports in the agent portal are accurate. Also, our resources are available to you. You know, go into the ESNOA.com, go to the ESNOA University. If you scroll down, like Daniel showed, all of those different weekly sessions that we have available, you can still go in and register through our website. When the agent portal is up and running, you'll be able to access those right there. So this is going to be a game changer for everybody. We are really excited about it. So remember, we're going to send out an evaluation to everybody. It really helps if you guys can fill this out. Let me know what you would like to see in upcoming Live with Laura's. We are trying to get all the information available to you guys that come to us. So please keep an eye out for all of our next webinars. We have extra trainings for you. ESNOA is here. We want to make sure that you succeed. Failure is not an option. No way. We are here to help you. So if you have questions before you get frustrated, email training@esnoa.com. Let us know what you're thinking. Give us some feedback. We want to help you guys. We want you to succeed. So remember, take advantage of all the trainings that the ESNOA University has to offer. And thank you, everybody, for joining Live with Laura. I look forward to our December Live with Laura so we can get everything cleaned up in Epic so your agent portal is up to date. We'll stay on for a little bit. If you have any questions, please, you can raise your hand, chat them in, and we'll get your questions answered. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. And if I don't talk to you, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. And always remember to be epic.
One last thing to add here real quick.
Sure.
I see a couple people grabbed the URL and we're signing up already. You might be getting a server error or a blank page if you are just signing up straight from the URL that I was showing earlier. Right now, because it is locked down, we do have to approve the testers that are going in. So just a heads up for people there.
We'll see how excited everybody is, Daniel. They are jumping on that chance to get logged in. So thank you, everybody.
Sure.
Greatly appreciate you taking the time to spend with us today.